So today we're going to be going over 5 fragrances that I dislike, but my girlfriend really loves. So before we jump into this video, I want to make it clear that these 5 fragrances don't suck. And I want to throw that out there because every time I do a video where I'm saying that I don't like or don't particularly care for certain fragrances, somehow it gets twisted around and then apparently they suck according to me. And I don't want you guys to take it that way. These don't suck. There's nothing wrong with these 5 fragrances. They're not bad. They're just not really my cup of tea. Some of these are flankers, and the flankers have been just twisted in a way where I don't really like. And other of these are an original fragrance I'm just not a fan of. But these 5 fragrances are ones that my girlfriend really loves. She loves when I wear these, and a lot of times I'm reluctant to just because I'm not the biggest fan of them. But she does really like these. These are great compliment pullers. In general, I would say these 5 are ones that women are really going to like, but they're just not really my cup of tea. I will provide links to all of the fragrances we talk about today down below in the video description so you can grab these at a nice discount for yourself. We have 5 to go over today. Let's go ahead and kick this off with the first fragrance. Now this is Dior Homme 2020, and actually this is the inspiration for this video. I was just thinking about it. I had my girlfriend smell it again. We were just hanging out here and she's smelling some stuff, and I'm like, here, check this one out again, because I remember when I first got this one in, she smelled it and fell in love with it, and I was sitting there hating it, wishing that it would get as far away from me as possible. I just was so disappointed with how this one went. So I gave it to her again. She completely forgot about it. It had been months at this point. She smelled it and she loved it still. So it didn't change at all for her. This one has a bunch of aroma chemicals, cashmere, musk, a little bit of a citrus. This is the quintessential modern man. In a nutshell is really the best way to put it. This takes away the iris that you find in Dior Homme and really the rest of the line aside from like Dior Homme cologne. And it's just a completely different fragrance, and that's why I was so against it. At this point, I've come to accept it. I am in acceptance with this fragrance now. It is what it is. While it's not one of my favorites, I 100% see the appeal. I see why you would like to wear this one, and maybe someday it'll come to the point where I'll find myself gravitating towards this one. But as of right now, I never reach for it. I never crave it. I never really care to wear it, but it is one that my girlfriend loves the smell of. Dior Homme 2020. This is a fragrance that's going to get the job done. Versatile, solid performer, and a great compliment getter. Second up, we have a fragrance from Bentley. This is one of their newer releases, and I have done a review of this one on the channel. This is Bentley for Men Silverlake. So this is very much an Acqua di Gio smelling fragrance, and you're probably thinking, well, don't you like Acqua di Gio? And yes, I very much do like Acqua di Gio. More specifically, its flankers, the original. I just, it's not really my favorite just because it has been reformulated, and the flankers are far superior in my opinion for me. Profumo, Profondo, those are incredible. This, for me, is one of those things where it's like, why do we need this? Once this one hits discounters, I can see maybe it'll be a decent pickup for a lot of you guys out there. But for me, I have all of the Acqua di Gio fragrances basically. I have everything I need. I personally don't need this one. I find the quality of this one to not be as good as Acqua di Gio and its flankers, and that's not a dig at this fragrance. I'm not trying to say it's cheap or synthetic. I'm saying when you compare the prices of these at discounters compared to the prices of Acqua di Gio's at discounters, there's going to be a steep gap. This one is at retail for like $100. I would not pay $100 for this. Again, once it gets down to about $30, might be a nice pickup. But for me, I find it to be redundant in my personal collection, and it's not really one that I can find myself reaching for. But when I had my girlfriend smell this one, she loved it. She said it was one of her favorites that she has smelled so far, and it kind of took me off guard a little bit. But she loves this one. This is another one where I just know and can tell it's going to be a fantastic compliment puller. Again, while it may not be something that I'm going to be reaching for, when you can grab this one at discounters, $30, $35, it might not be a bad pickup to pull some nice, easy compliments. Bentley for Men Silverlake. Moving along, we have Mercedes-Benz Club Blue. This one has musk, lavender, and orange as some of the main notes. It's a nice, creamy, citrusy, fresh, clean scent. And don't get me wrong, it smells pleasant. But there's nothing that wows me about this one. And when it comes to light, musky, citrus fragrance like this, not a lot of them are going to wow me. It really takes something special and something different to to really stand out and make you intrigued by it. And for me, this isn't one of those. Good news is it's a cheapie. You can grab this one for a really, really low price on FragranceNet. That's where I ended up grabbing my bottle from. Interesting, it's a smaller bottle. This is a 50 ml, and it's different from the rest of the line. The 100 ml bottles have the atomizer button back here and the atomizer built in up in here. This one has a cap and just a regular atomizer, which honestly works out pretty well. Some of you will prefer this, some of you will prefer the built-in atomizer. I can go either way, but again, you know, it's not bad for the price, but there's nothing exciting about this for me. And if I want something clean, musky, and citrusy, I have a few other options that I would probably reach for. But my girlfriend really seems to like this one. Another one where when I got it in, we were smelling it, she loved it, and I was just sitting here like, yeah, that's not very exciting. Up next, we have a fragrance from Coach. This one is Coach Blue. So this one has lime, absinthe, and ozonic notes is some of the main notes in this one. Another one where it is pleasant, it is fresh. And like I said in the beginning of the video, with all of these fragrances, I can't sit here and say that any of them smell bad, because they really truly don't. These are all clean, they're all fresh, really for the most part here, kind of across the board. That's how it's worked out. And they're all just pleasant. There's no other way to put it. But they just don't quite have that appeal for me. And this is another one of those fragrances, very safe, very versatile, okay performer, but ultimately a great compliment getter. If this one could have done a bit of a better job at being different, the easiest way to put it, I guess, easier said than done, I'm sure, because I know what the process is like to go through and develop a fragrance. I did that with Navitus Parfums. You can still actually grab those Soleil Matin and Rêve Nuit. Really, really great fragrances. I worked hard on those, and I know what it's like to go through the revision process, trying all these different mods and trying to create something different and still mass appealing. And smelling this in the air, yeah, sure, it smells pleasant, but I have so many pleasant fragrances. And I really look for something that has a little bit of a sparkle, has a little bit of a something different about it that intrigues me, that makes me come back for more, something that makes me remember it. If I don't smell this for a while, I don't remember what it smells like. And that really goes for most of the fragrances in this video, except for ones that smell like something else, like Silverlake. I like something that if I don't wear fragrance for a while, I remember it, and I still have that idea of what it smells like. You know, I like fragrances that aren't just forgettable like this one here is for me personally. My girlfriend really does seem to enjoy this one, and same thing across the board. Another one that's going to be a killer compliment getter. If you can get this one for a cheap price, it may not be a bad pickup for you if you want to have something versatile and that pulls nice compliments. Last fragrance up, we have one from Abercrombie & Fitch. This one is Authentic. So I still remember getting this one right when it first came out. And I remember I was so excited about this one, and it was such a letdown. I don't remember, I think I did a review. I don't think I did a first impressions on this one, but I was just so bummed out in the review. I'm like, guys, I thought this was going to be good, but it does lack. It just comes across watery on my skin, and it's just light, both in performance, not the best performer, which is okay sometimes, so I'm not really knocking it for that. More so watery and light in terms of scent. It doesn't have a lot of body, it doesn't have a lot of depth. This one gets compared to a Ventus, and it would be a pretty far stretch to say it gets close to a Ventus. I mean, a Ventus really has that depth and that punch. This one is very two-dimensional, very transparent, very watery, and very light. Clearwood, grapefruit, and bergamot are a few of the main notes in this one. Nice citrus pop, nice woodiness in the base, but it doesn't last long, and it doesn't really develop into something that is overly interesting. There is an Abercrombie & Fitch Authentic Night, which I do have. I haven't done a video on it yet. I've really only smelled it once, and I don't remember what it smells like, so maybe that's not a good sign. Maybe that's a bit of a forgettable one too, and I'll do a video on that at some point. If you guys want to see that, let me know. But, you know, this one just, I was hoping for more, and I was let down. My girlfriend really does love this one, though. It's just a nice, fresh one. It's got this sexiness that would smell good on a guy. That's just kind of obviously Abercrombie & Fitch. That's what you would expect them to release. And while it is pleasant, it just doesn't really do it for me. There's a lot of other things out there that I would rather reach for than this one. But again, another great compliment getter. That's just kind of the trend here. These all work for compliments. They just may not excite you, the fragrance enthusiast, as much as you'd like. So guys, that's gonna do it for me. That is 5 fragrances that I dislike, but my girlfriend loves. I've been wanting to do this video for a while and finally went through, had my girlfriend smell all of my stuff. I kind of checked them out as we went, and this is what we came up with. I also thought about doing the opposite of this video, 5 fragrances that I like, but my girlfriend dislikes. And there's quite a few. In fact, I could probably title that video 5 fragrances I love but my girlfriend hates, because she is repulsed by some of the things that I have. So if you want to see that video, let me know down below. And remember, as a quick disclaimer, like I said in the beginning of the video, these fragrances don't suck. They're not bad. They're not trash. They're not horrible. They're just not for me. I have a pretty solid size collection, and I like to go for things that just excite me a bit more than these. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to check those links down below if you want to grab some for yourself. We'll see you tomorrow night with another one. Take care.